What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. My name is Knackers, and today is January 20th, 2019, and this is episode number 84. On tonight's show, our guest is a full-time partnered Twitch streamer, the OG Stream Doctor, creator of the Streamer Square website, and a host of the Stream Scene podcast, and also the only streamer I've seen lately with more than 50 viewers that is able to have a working, functional sound effect board. Everybody, please welcome Lowco.
What's up, guys? Happy to be here.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Just, today's my day off, so naturally I'm working during it. So all is well in the streaming world.
Is there ever such a thing as a day off?
Never truly a day off. It doesn't exist.
So
Unfortunately.
all of those things that I introduced introduced you with is 100% true, including the part about Stream Deck or sound effects. There is nobody else with a community your size that I have seen that has made sound effects work. And I don't know how you do it. I don't know the science behind it, but bravo.
Does it work? I mean, I don't know. People just spam it for, 10 minutes at a time in the beginning of the stream. I think that's what happens. We get it out of the way in the beginning. During the stream, it's a little bit, mellowed out.
The Creek has to probably be my favorite out of all of them. That one can play 100 times in a row and it still makes me laugh.
Oh, and it does. They do it. I think why it works is because we have like a currency system.
Right.
You have to spend it on the sound. So it's not just like a free for all. Like you got to spend your candy to troll the chat or troll the stream.
What kind of reach does your currency have? Is that all you use it for?
We use it for a ton of stuff. We do giveaways all the time. If we do like community servers, we'll like charge a little bit of candy. It's kind of like a way of, okay, you've been here, you've been around, you can join. But so it's not like, you know how some people do like sub only servers. We try to not critique on like whether you can pay money, right? Like, so it's like, oh, have you been around? You've acquired this currency. You can spend it in a server.
That's actually a nice little middle ground, because I'm in the same boat where I don't do sub only anything. The only sub only thing is the channel in Discord, which is just kind of like a given. If you have subscribers, you're probably gonna have a sub channel. But yeah, because currency you don't have to pay, you just have to be around and you have to watch. So that's actually a good perspective on that one.
Yeah, so we try to balance it out a little bit and try to keep adding new features. It's just like a fun thing. I think that like helps keep the community engaged and get them interested. Oh, I can get this thing for watching and I can win games like so.
Well, we're going to get back to Lowco in just a second here. During the show, if any of you guys would like to ask a question at any point, just use the !Q command followed by your question in chat, and the bot is going to grab that and we'll answer that at the end of the show. If we're not live and you have a question or you want to submit any kind of feedback at all, you can shoot me an email at crocs@knackers.com. And lastly, if you enjoy the podcast and you have fun here and you want to show the love without spending a dime, please consider leaving a review for the podcast on iTunes. Lowco, I have two bones to pick with you first and foremost.
Let's do
One, I'm going to start with this might make you uncomfortable story, but I don't go easy on my guests, so I'm just going to let it out there.
Wait. Can we do this towards the end when I finish my wine?
Yeah, this is kind of like the icebreaker.
Okay. All right.
If I guarantee, yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm somebody who has very, very vivid dreams, and probably like 3 or 4 days ago, had a dream where me and my girlfriend were at some random event. Can't remember what event it was. We were in a hotel room. Things were getting hot and heavy. You knocked on the door, kicked me out of my own hotel room, and then banged my girlfriend.
I mean, that was a dream. Are
Yes.
you sure?
Yes. Wait.
Sure that was a dream.
Babe!
Did you ask her?
And this was like me and we're going to have Lowco on the podcast. I'm like trying to brainstorm all these ideas. And then I fall asleep to where I think it's safe. And then you infiltrate my life. And so I just want to thank you for that one.
So when does she join the podcast?
Not.
And you leave?
No, you guys aren't allowed to be near each other anymore.
No, okay. All right, I was just asking. I got to ask you the question.
I was like, I can't believe I got kicked out of my own hotel room. Jesus, we haven't even done the podcast yet. But all right,
I
so
think
that
it's really interesting that you bring that up though, because I always seem to remember my dreams, and I've started to write them down and
yes.
share them with the chat. And I want to like transcribe them onto like an actual like journal.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make any sense when I write them down. I'm like, this is the lamest story ever when I read it to chat. I'm like, this dream sucks, but it was so
Okay,
vivid.
do you write it down when you first wake up, or do you try and recall it? Okay, because that's
No,
the best way to
I'm
do
in my
it.
bed on my phone writing on the notepad, like just typoing, just like trying to get it all out before it just fades and fades away.
How many times have you dropped your phone on your face during that time?
You know what? I haven't done it during that, but sometimes when I'm falling asleep, when I'm falling asleep and I'm just scrolling through Twitter and I like start to fall asleep and I'm like that moment of panic where you're like, did I just retweet something? Did I just like something? Like, oh God. I've
I've had
definitely done
that.
that a few times. A couple close calls.
Second bone. No pun intended. Why isn't the stream scene available for audio only? I went to go look for the podcast the other day and it wasn't there.
So this has been something that's been more and more requested. I am such a podcasting noob. It's not an area that I'm super familiar with. And so I would like to do it if it's easy, if there's a way to do it, and I'd like to learn more. Podcasting is a foreign thing for me. I don't know what people want. I don't know what people like. I don't know where to put things. I'm a noob.
The best start for trying to get a podcast on iTunes is an absolute train wreck. However, I do have a 30-minute tutorial that shows you how to do it on YouTube. But if you want to go the easiest way possible, sign up for anchor.fm. It's a podcasting website. You can import an MP3, enter in a title and a description, and it publishes it to like 9 different podcasting platforms.
Okay.
Super easy.
So you do that for the show is what I've gathered.
Yep.
Now, do you find that people, I guess obviously people that watch your stream probably tune into the podcast, but have you found that people that have never even heard of you have stumbled upon your podcast from the podcast side of things?
I don't think so, because as far as advertising, like I've done nothing to try and get my podcast out there. The reason I do the audio for the podcast is because I'm just trying to accommodate the people that can't watch live or can't watch. So I don't think I've ever asked anybody that. So that's actually a really good question.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know if like people have found you from the podcast itself.
Right. And I'd assume somebody would get, I don't know what somebody would think when they listen to my podcast for the first time without knowing me or the show. Like,
or seeing that mustache, right?
Hey, yeah.
The full picture.
The one thing that actually you just reminded me of, the way that I found Lowco was I think I found Streamer Square first. And then I found that you were doing the Stream Doctor. And then that's what made me stumble onto your channel. And I submitted my channel to be reviewed by Lowco on her show. And
it was terrible. I ripped it to shreds. It was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Fucking hard.
2 hours on it. And then I was like, don't ever talk to me again. It's the worst stream I've ever seen.
And this is why I had to write her a $2,000 check to be on the podcast today. Money talks. So she started going through, and quick segue, you are never too veteran of a streamer to have your channel reviewed by another set of eyes. Never forget that. So this was probably, I'd say like a year or maybe more than that, year and a half ago. And she started watching the podcast. And I think that was my most recent VOD. And she was scrubbing through the video and she clicked 3 or 4 different times. And every time she clicked, it was me belching and burping. And I was watching you watch this, and I was like, this is where it ends for me. She's gonna be like, well,
interesting stream.
Yeah, like, oh, a lot of burping. Okay. I think I need to work on my burp game. And I'm pretty confident with myself. And I usually don't care what other people think. But when I saw you click through 4 different times and all it was just burps, like, oh my God, please click somewhere else. But I totally forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, oh yeah, the audio. It's always just been like, for me, it's pretty impossible for me to watch Twitch while I'm at work. And Stream Scene goes live like an hour before I get off of work. And by the time I get in the car, you guys are usually pretty done. And then I went to go look for it because I wanted to listen to the episode with Renee and then the episode with Mob Lord. And I was like, oh, just listen to the audio version. Doesn't exist. So let that be the fire under your butt to get that.
Okay, so we'll definitely look into it. I don't know how to like retroactively podcast things. Is that possible to like if the VOD's on YouTube?
So the way that do you do
podcast?
local recordings of your podcast as well?
No.
Yes, no. Oh,
no.
Do you not? Because you just don't want to take up the space, or PC can't handle it? Okay.
Twitch saves the VODs and then we ship it to YouTube before it gets deleted and highlight it. So.
Okay. You can either download your VOD from Twitch and then just extract the audio using like Adobe Premiere or like a video editing software. Or you can use something called 4K Video Downloader, and you can copy paste the link to your podcast into the app and then just download the MP3 of it and then do your editing and then throw it up.
Okay, so what you're saying is my mods will figure all of this out and then do it. And okay, cool.
Yeah, because I can only imagine your workload as somebody who's not only running a full-time Twitch channel, but also trying to upkeep with Streamer Square.
Yeah, the Streamer Square has been a very interesting ride because I actually started Streamer Square before I started streaming. It was like really like a month before I started streaming. But I guess it just came to my head because I was trying to figure out how to stream and I was Googling things and I was like, there's a piecing together information from here and there. And so I was like, there's a need for this. There's a need for a website that teaches people how to stream. So I started the site and then started streaming. And then streaming took off very quickly for me. I was, partnered full time within a few months. So Streamer Square kind of was on the back burner. Yeah, it was crazy.
God damn!
It was a whirlwind. So I think it was 2017. I want to say was when I brought back Streamer Square. I was like, okay, I've been full time streaming for a couple years now. I still really want to do this project. I'm still really passionate about it. I love teaching people. I love helping people. And I love to work on new projects. I always have ideas in my head. So I was like, I want to make this work. So I brought it back pretty much entirely on my own as like a second job. It was just a hobby, but it was so time consuming. And we started some talk shows, the Stream Scene, and brought in Hunter Wild as my co-host. We did the show together for a couple months before we quickly realized that we could do a lot more together if we partnered up here. And I can't do it on my own anymore. So brought in Hunter. He is now officially like the co-owner with me. And it's been awesome. It's really exciting because it's like now Streamer Square is not just like a hobby anymore, but it's becoming like a business. It's becoming a company.
And yeah, the launch of the Patreon for Streamer Square as well, that was huge. Before you guys even ended that stream where you announced it, you guys already had patrons that were subscribing. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I'm wondering, do you have any idea when you relaunched Streamer Square and when I reviewed or when I submitted my channel to be reviewed? Was it around the same time?
So the talk shows didn't come in until 2018 was the first year of the talk shows.
Really?
So yeah.
You guys do such a great job for being such a new show.
So I actually think the end of 2017 was when we launched the Stream Scene.
Okay.
And then Hunter came in January 2018. The Stream Doctor didn't launch until I think like a few months later, like early last year.
Wow. So okay, wow. I guess I didn't know that Streamer Square had kind of like a hiatus between you starting it and then you picking it back up. Okay. So what did you play? What were you playing when you started streaming on your own channel before you got partnered?
The first game I ever streamed was WildStar. which is now not a game that exists anymore.
I've never heard of it.
It's an MMO. It came out around the same time as Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay.
And I don't know why I wanted to play that. I've never even played an MMO before. But that was the
Okay.
first game that I ever streamed. I played it for 2 weeks. It was cool. It was fun. I actually liked it. And then from there I went into the forest was really big for me. And I played a lot of Daisy and Arma. Those were like my big games.
Oh, okay. Those were great games to be involved in back then.
For sure. Yeah, Daisy was huge back then. And it was just like looking back at my streams, like I was a different person. I was so quiet and timid, and I don't even know. Like I look back watching the streams, like why do people watch this quiet little person that was just like this is such a noob? Like I look at him, it's like I'm such a noob.
Yeah. I ask myself that same question.
It was mostly just like playing with friends and like just the random encounters in those games made the content. Like just
Yep.
the crazy shenanigans that you get into when you're like role playing in Arma and Daisy.
Do you when I on my 5-year anniversary of stream, I showed a clip of myself in my first year of streaming, and it was horrid. And I took the video to a certain spot where the broadcast is me telling chat, okay guys, chat is currently broken, so you won't be able to type. I'll let you know when it gets fixed, and then you guys you're all okay to chat again. Because I was trying to like get people to talk, and that was probably the worst idea I had ever had. So that's kind of a running joke that we have in the channel. But yeah, and that's why before we started the podcast, and I said my first 2 years of streaming like weren't really streaming, was because I was so out of my element. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I wasn't addressing chat. I wasn't entertaining.
Does anyone know what they're doing when they start though? Like,
no. And if you do, you're special.
I mean, even like just the basics of just talking is the hardest thing that people need to learn. Is when you start streaming, there is no one in chat. Like there's no one to read off or feed off of for ideas. Like you are just in an empty room talking to yourself, and you're very highly aware of this fact.
Yeah.
Like when I first started streaming, I remember like I was like, I can hear myself. I'm talking to myself. There's no one here, and it's just like this weird feeling that you get over, you forget about. But it's a hard skill to learn, to just talk with no one talking back.
Do you still get self-conscious about, like, if you're recording something off stream, do you feel weird talking to yourself if somebody else is in the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there's no one. There's Booker in my house.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
That's not a worry. It's more like it's like a different beast recording things off stream. So like for the streamers for Patreon, we are doing Q&A videos. So we take questions from patrons and we formulate into a video response. And that's been like, I'm like typing out my responses. I'm like, okay, I got to do like 10 takes. This feels weird. It feels so bizarre than just like turning on the stream and just like, hey, what's up? Like,
and
it's
just
so
going,
casual, right? Like it's like just a flowing conversation. Whereas when you're recording, you're like, okay, this needs to be perfect. Can't slip up, otherwise you have to redo the entire thing.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh man, I really need to add like 17 more jump cuts in order to make this watchable. And I've recorded, not so much lately because I'm hyper conscious of it now, but looking back at videos that I've recorded like for tutorials and stuff years ago, it's different than how I act on stream. And I'm like, I don't know how to correct that.
Yeah.
It's weird when it's recording. But it should be the other way around, where it's weird when you know people are watching you, but when you have to act a certain way and you know that nobody's watching, it's this odd dynamic.
Yeah, I think YouTubers will tell you the opposite. They'll tell you, why, like, I don't like live streaming. Like, there's so much dullness, like there's so much like downtime. Like, they're so used to like cutting out the best parts and putting it into a compact video. They're like, some YouTubers that literally don't get live streaming because they're like,
right.
What are you say the
Yeah.
whole time.
And there's people who have been on YouTube and tried to make it over into Twitch, and people who are their biggest fans see them live stream for 3 hours and they go, well, that was the most boring thing that I've ever watched. And so I kind of feel like we're at an advantage. I don't know if you ever tried making videos on YouTube before you came to Twitch, but I feel like getting the live streaming traits built up kind of sets you up to be a YouTuber, whereas I don't think it really works the other way around.
Yeah, I don't really do much with YouTube besides basically take my Twitch streams and just throw them on YouTube.
Okay.
Like playthroughs or like cutting up clips and putting them into highlights.
Yep.
All my content on YouTube is like just straight from Twitch because
Okay.
I don't have the what time do I have to like spend 3 hours recording something to make a 7-minute video? I don't have time to do that.
Yeah. And what I have to do now is I tried doing it a bunch of different ways. The only way that I can get the audio version of the podcast done is to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, edit it, and publish it before I leave for work. That's the only time that it could, because if I come home on a Monday evening after a full day's work, it's not happening.
Right.
Not on a Monday. Yeah, right. So if I set my alarm for that early on a Monday and I do it, and now the way that I do it, I don't want to scare you from doing the audio podcast, but the way that I do it, because you have to jump through so many hoops to get it on iTunes. Literally, whenever you're done with your podcast, highlight it, send it to YouTube. Whoever wants to do it, they can grab the MP3 from YouTube, upload it to Anchor, and then it's usually listenable within the Anchor app in 15 minutes. No, I'm sorry. Immediately in the Anchor app, and then it's available on all the other podcast platforms within 15 to 30 minutes usually.
Yeah, I think like, a lot of people are trying to get into streaming or YouTubing. Is that what they say? YouTubing. Feed a YouTuber, I guess.
Yeah.
And they kind of stress themselves out where they're like, doing a little bit on Twitter and a little bit on Instagram and like a tiny bit on Twitch and a tiny bit on YouTube. I think like if you're going to start out, first of all, you need to pick whether you want to focus on streaming or being a YouTuber. I think there's just not enough time to do one really well, especially if you're trying to balance like being a student or working full time.
Yep.
Like don't stretch yourself out where, Twitter I think is like a must have. I think like having a YouTube that you can just like send clips and have some content on there is helpful.
Yep.
And then like Twitch, like focus on like a streaming platform. But like don't try to do it all out of the gate.
You are actually the sole reason why I started uploading my VODs to YouTube. And that was actually one of the things you told me. You're like, Knackers, where's your YouTube? I don't see a YouTube anywhere. And I remember your reasoning being there is a whole nother platform that you can use for free that can act as a archive for your streams. And there's no reason to not export them. And again, like what happens if Amazon sells Twitch and then Google buys Twitch and Google shuts Twitch down? All your VODs and highlights and everything are gone. So it's good to think about that kind of. Look what happened to Machinima.
Exactly. And it's just like you already have the content already here, right? It's like you have a perfectly cut show. It takes 2 minutes to just highlight it. You're going to save it to Twitch anyways. And then you just have an extra button where you hit export to YouTube. Yeah, it has like the vibe of like a stream.
Right.
Like my Twitch VODs for my playthroughs, it's me talking to chat. Like there's no chat showing up in that playthrough, but people still like to go through it and watch it. And it's not really like for those, it's not really about gaining new people. It's just about like, oh, hey, you want to watch when I played The Forest 4 years ago? Go watch this VOD. It's up on YouTube.
Right.
It's a nice little archive.
I have my primary YouTube channel, and I used to send all of my VODs directly to that one. And then a couple months ago, I just created a secondary channel to my own, because if I ever want to upload a YouTube video or have like some sort of content that isn't just a VOD of a Twitch stream, I want people to be able to have the notification that something new is there. And because if somebody, go ahead.
So you have YouTubing, like I'm making that a thing. I don't really get like why it's a thing where you see like a YouTuber that has like a gaming channel. They're like, hey, I want to do more IRL stuff. So here's a separate channel that you have to go subscribe to
Yeah.
for just that content. Like, why do people get so upset if it's just all at one convenient place?
I've done research on that, and it all comes down to viewership, analytics, and the algorithm. So a lot
Yeah.
of people fragment off their content that isn't their normal because they've kind of done tests on this where if channels that only upload like 10-minute comedy shorts start trying to upload 40-minute documentaries, their viewership goes way, way down. And then the
Even
algorithm
for
stopped.
uploading the previous content?
No, for
Like,
uploading content that isn't their normal.
right. But like if they upload a documentary, it doesn't get the same amount of views, which makes
Mhm.
sense. It's like a streamer playing maining a game and then switching to something else, right? They don't get nearly as many views. But
Right.
then if they upload like a new short, is it not like people are just unsubscribing and
Yeah.
that video is getting less views?
Yeah, because they're like, this isn't what I'm here for. If this is the path you're going, I'm out. Like, you know how frugal some people can be with their content
Yeah,
watching.
I
But
guess.
yeah, like I've done a lot of reading up about that. And it's the reason that they do that is because viewership falls off pretty fast if they don't stay on the track that people are there for.
Hmm.
And so,
Okay.
and my reasoning was more so if if somebody watches me live, but they also subscribe to the YouTube channel, I don't want them to get pelted with notifications every single time I upload a VOD of my stream, which they most likely have already seen. So I'm like, well, if I want to have a YouTube where I do upload, because like my YouTube is for like Twitch clip compilations, the podcast. I do like another live action series called Document and some other stuff. And I'm like, I just don't want to be flooding people's sub boxes with VOD. So I just created a separate YouTube account. Now they just kind of all go there.
Yeah, so I don't upload like my full streams. What I
Okay.
do is like if I'm doing like a playthrough of like a story game that'd be, enticing for people to watch at a later time. Well, me and my mods, I don't do any of this anymore. My mods will cut up the videos into like 30-minute segments and then export those to YouTube.
Oh,
And then what they'll
wow.
do is they'll like publish like a chunk of at a time. Like let's say they do like 20 to 30 videos, but they only alert for like the first one. They'll be like,
Okay.
"Oh, this playthrough's up," and then all the successive videos are not dinging people in their notifications.
Okay. That's an interesting way to do it. I'm actually, so I had to bring on an editor for the podcast and Twitch clip compilations because there is no time. And so I work a full-time job and I do streaming and it's so much. And I'm trying to like put myself in your shoes with trying to run that channel. And I always think about it as you're not just a streamer. You're not just somebody who creates content. You're somebody who also manages a community. And that in itself is super, super difficult. And I remember seeing your tweet the other day about like, I can't respond to everybody off stream all the time. Like your best time to get my attention is on stream while I'm there looking at chat. Like I can't guarantee that you're going to get a response from me if I'm not live.
Yeah, and I think the big thing with that is it's really dangerous for a streamer to be constantly connected to social media, the community, streaming, like that life. Like it's really important to have like a disconnect. And I think it's also like a barrier thing
Mhm.
where it's like, my viewers get to know me very, very well. They see me all the time. But it can be dangerous sometimes where, if they put more into what this is than what it actually is.
Right.
So having that barrier, it's like if you want to talk to me, I am here 6 days a week, 6 hours a day to talk to you. I can't just like be like, hey, what's up? How's it going? How you doing? To every person that like, you know, messages me. So yeah, it's like a couple different things. I think it's important for streamers to have there needs to be like a line at some point where your viewers, it's about like space, about having
Right.
like proper space.
I am. I don't know if I necessarily have a unique aspect when it comes to that. So I'm a half opposite that you are. I tell people that my doors are always open if you need technical support. Anything that is personal, like I tell people as much as I can, I cannot be the person, I cannot be the shoulder for you to cry on. I am not a good support system.
Yeah.
My priority of being somebody who is going to support you is my girlfriend, my best friends, and my family. I don't have the capability of being that person for a community.
And you
And
shouldn't have to either.
no,
Like we are entertainers, and we talk to our communities. We both have discords. We talk to our communities off stream. We different things, like I talk about fitness. We have like a movies channel, stuff like that. But like, yeah, we are not therapists.
right,
We are not um like, I don't know like what the proper word is, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. It's
you
I
can't
don't know how
be
to put it
their,
into
you can't be
words.
everyone's friend. I mean, is like the blunt,
Exactly.
honest truth, because there's no way that you can juggle that many people. They say that one person only has the brain capacity to have like 120 people in their life at any given time, and any more than that is just it's on their humans are unable to juggle that many people, like to be able to be connected to that many people at one time. And I put out a blog post, this was probably like 8 or 9 months ago, titled why I'm not adding you on social media, or not social media, why I'm not adding you to my friends list in regards to Twitch friend lists, Steam, Battle.net, all that stuff. And it's not that I don't want to have you on a friends list because I don't like you. It's
Right.
because I don't want you to get the wrong idea and for you to hit me up and be like, hey, what's going on? And me not respond because A, I'm live. And yes, that's a thing that happens. Or B, I just don't have the time to do that kind of stuff when I'm not live.
Right.
And it's like that is like the first step past the line for me is I can't just add everybody as friends. And I don't think I've watched you do a community day or like a sub day or anything. So I don't know how you do this, but whenever I do games with the community, I only do games where we have a public server that we can join. I don't ever play games where I have to add people as friends. And again, it's not because I don't want to, because I don't like you. It's because that just opens those floodgates.
Yeah, I think streaming is just such an interesting media because it is much more intimate than being a YouTuber or being on like Instagram or stuff, because it's like it's a constant conversation with people. You see the same people every day. You get to know these people. I mean, like that's why I'm struggling with a word here, because my viewers are not like, they're not just like my fans. It's like there's not
Right.
that much distance, but they're not as intimate as being like a friend. What's the in between?
Right. Because it's like it's not necessarily that we use chat as like something to lean on, but there's a lot of times where we're in shitty moods and the community can like bring us up, like
Oh,
they
for
can bring us
sure.
out of a funk. But it's a sort of almost kind of a double standard, because like it's not that we expect that. It's not like, chat, I'm in a bad mood and you need to make me happy. It's kind of just like a given thing that happens. But that's not something that we can do for everybody.
But I
There's
think we
just no
do
possible
that.
way.
But we do
Wait,
that when we're on stream.
right, and not on like a one-on-one kind of personal connection
Exactly.
thing. Yeah. Um.
Yeah, and what one thing that we've done with our community is we've opened up like a real talk channel,
Okay.
and I think it's really like been kind of helpful for the community, kind of relying on each other and kind of getting to know each other at a more intimate level. Because I mean, that's the biggest thing with streaming for me, is the community and facilitating the ability for people to find other people that have things in common or play similar games or have similar hobbies. So having this channel has really helped with that, because they use this channel. Like we usually keep like deep, heavy stuff off the stream. Keep things light because people come for a light, positive experience.
Yep.
Um, so the Real Talk channel in Discord has been, where people, if they're going through a rough time, they can share that, and it's no one's judging, and there's so many people that just watch that channel and support them, and give advice and stuff like that. And it's been really powerful, and I think it's really helped show that like the community is here for each other,
Yep.
and I don't think like a YouTube community or another platform could really pull it off like a streaming community can.
Did you get into, when you first got into streaming, did you already have a group of friends within the space or acquaintances, or did you come in like brand new, not really have anybody to talk to, and you were just kind of on your own?
So when I started streaming, I had been a viewer on Twitch for like 6 months, like a
Okay.
really dedicated viewer. I used to mod for like another notable streamer and spent a lot of time in a lot of communities. So when I started streaming, and it's kind of advice that I give now that I didn't realize was like going to be beneficial, but it's like I spent so much time in those channels and I made friends that by the time I started streaming, people expected me. Like they knew me. They showed up to the stream. My first stream, I had 25 viewers. From there, like it just grew from there.
Yeah.
I just because I was just such a prominent member in so many communities that were like-minded with what I wanted to do.
Right. And that's kind of something that I try to mirror to the people that I'm talking to about streaming is when you're getting started, and obviously not everybody has this much time down the line, but when you're getting started, you should be spending as much time streaming as you do in other people's chats and hanging out and getting to know people.
For
and
sure.
Not networking, but just find the people that you vibe with, find the people that you can call friends. Cause I was sort of in the same situation. I was brand new into the Twitch world, but I was a part of a PC gaming community that had probably 100 plus members at the time. And those were people that I had been playing with for years. So when a lot of the people started streaming, we all had friends that would come in and check us out and come play with us. And so everybody has kind of a different dynamic because some people start streaming because they don't have anybody to play with or because they're looking to make friends. And then some streamers, they start streaming because they want to entertain. And then on the flip side, you've got viewers who are looking for friendships. They're going into streams asking to play because they're looking for a friend. And if you find a streamer that is open to that and you end up making a friendship, awesome. But the majority of people who are streaming are there because they want to work on a craft. They want to entertain. And that's kind of like where the clash comes in. And it can be hard to talk about because it seems like people on both sides might be ungrateful, but until you're on the other side and you learn and you can see what happens when you don't have any boundaries and you don't have any walls, it just turns into a complete shit show. And it can be really difficult to manage emotionally and stress wise.
Yeah, it's definitely a delicate topic. And, I've had, unfortunately people come to me with suicidal thoughts or, they're feeling really bad or like even lashing out at me because I won't listen to them. And it's like I don't have the capacity nor the education to give you the help that you need. And I always, send those people to, online resources. And having those experiences is very hard because it's like, I'm not trying to say I don't care. I can't help you. There's no way that I can help you. And it's tough. It's very tough to have that happen to like people in your community, like people that you've gotten to know like pretty well through streaming.
Right. And I've thought about this in the past where there are a lot of people that I've met strictly through Twitch and people that have came into the chat, and then through one way or another, I played a game with them somehow, and then we became friends. And there are people that I have lifelong best friends because of that being an open realm, but I can't really have that opening anymore. And it's not necessarily that I don't want it to be. Back to my point about you can only have so many people in your life that you care about before like people start falling off the edges. You know, like you can only give so many people your undivided attention. Some people don't like, there's some friends where you cannot see them for 6 months and then you come back and they're like, so dude. And then it's just back to normal. And then there's other people who are like, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. Are we even friends anymore? Everybody's different. Yeah, just it's like I can only split myself into so many pieces. And the more you split yourself, the less quality each one of those pieces is. So it's kind of like this juggling battle that you have to do within yourself.
Yeah, and Twitch has been awesome too because you know I have met so many friends through streaming. You know, other streamers, people at conventions. My mods are definitely like, you know, I'm very close with them, and I've met some of them, and I talk to even like my former mods all the time. So I've definitely like made some really good friends on the internet, and just like literally through Twitch, through streaming.
So I mean, I would probably say 90% of my really, really good friends and my best friends are all from within the gaming world right now. How often do you hang out with people like locally, like friends locally?
Right. No, that's the problem that I'm facing. That I'm trying to fix this year because
Okay.
all of my friends don't live near me. So
Ah,
like I want to, but it's important for me to like go out and be social. And I'm like, I mean, I still have friends around, but I'm like, I need to make more like real life friends that I can like go and grab a drink with or something.
an escape. Yeah.
Yeah, like actually, like not just be here and like play games online after I'm done streaming, which is playing games online. Like
Right.
I need to go out and like do other things.
Do you feel like you need to make that compromise because you think your work-life balance is off, or just because you think that it's good to have kind of friends that don't only exist online?
I mean, I guess both.
Both? Okay.
Um I I've been getting to board games lately, and I like, I mean, I love talking to my friends online, but there's always that kind of like that loneliness when you're like, I mean, it's my day off and I want to go out and be social. I think I'm about 50-50 between being introverted and extroverted. So
Okay.
I need to go out. I need to step away from the apartment and go and do activities, which I can't do with, you know, people that are online.
Right.
So I think it's important for like my mental health and work life balance.
Do you still live where you grew up, around the same area?
Um, uh, uh, kind of ish.
Okay.
It's
Same state?
no.
Okay. No.
My family still lives like within driving distance, I will say.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't want you to give away too much.
This is my address.
Yeah, here's my social security number. So I have like two really good friends in like this one group, and then I have like a best friend, and then I have another best friend, and then I have people that live out of state. So I probably see my local friends maybe once a month. And that's usually, I don't want to say good enough, just because like I never need to see you guys. But when you're trying to build something, and especially when you're trying to build something that you really want to be successful, it's really hard to give away any more free time than that. And where do your interests fall? Like just going out to the bar on a weekly basis and just drinking and having fun, does that interest you?
I need some type of social activity. It doesn't have to be like drinking
Okay.
or going out to a bar, but I need some type of real human interaction. Like I would say once a week is nice.
Okay.
To
Okay. So
just
once a
take a
week.
day and step away from everything. Because if I'm not, I'm spending that day glued to my phone on social media, watching Twitch, working. I need to actually like remove myself and see the sun
Right.
every now and then. Otherwise, I burn out. I burn out pretty often, and I haven't been
What's
able to figure out like the perfect balance yet.
what's your average length of stream? Like, what do you try? And I guess not. What's your average? What's your aim to? How long do you want to stream?
You mean like long term,
No, no. I'm
or
sorry. Like
okay, like
any
week
stream
to
on any
week?
given day. Like,
Okay.
how many hours do you want to be live?
I go live about 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. But with the Streamer Square stuff, that's definitely cut into my own streams
Oh,
because it
that's
has
right.
to, because I can't afford like more time.
Right.
But it's not cut into it that much. I think it's taken off like 2 or 3 hours a week
Okay.
total for the show. So 6 hours. I used to stream 7 hours. I was getting too tired,
Yep.
and I'm trying not to like be afraid of taking like more half day streams
Mm-hmm.
um, to just catch up on work and catch up on things outside, like in the apartment. I find that like if I have one day off, I spend that day just doing work, and then I haven't really had a day off. Then I'm like I don't feel relaxed at all. Like I didn't actually like not do things.
Right.
But then it's like taking 2 days off the stream a week is scary for a full time streamer.
Do you still
Um,
find it scary in your position?
yeah,
Really? Okay.
it's. I mean, so I have some friends that are trying to do 2 days off. So the Hunter Wild who runs Streamer Square with me, he's trying to do like 2 days off.
Okay. In a
And one of
row.
my yeah,
Okay.
and one of my friends is trying to do it as well. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on that and seeing how it goes, seeing how it works out for them. And
Let
yeah, I
them
don't know. Like
let
I
them be
feel
the
like 2 days off,
scapegoat.
I'd be bored. I'd be like, okay, well, I took a day off. Today's my second day, but let's just stream.
I feel like in your position, if you did Monday through Friday, your Saturday would be the day off that you just work all day. And then maybe Sunday you would wake up and go, okay, I'm actually not going to work this time. And then you might actually take Sunday off. Yeah,
Yeah,
2 days 2 days off in a row seems like a lot when you're in it. And then the
yeah,
end of the second day comes and you're like, oh, you know what? I actually feel really good.
yeah. So I'm trying to do more like Saturdays are like a half day, so I end like maybe like 2 hours early. And so that gives me a couple hours to actually like, like do the dishes that I've been building up all week, or like something like that where I just like feel kind of productive, but then also
Right.
like I can go out and then like have Sunday. It does feel like 2 days when you just do like a half day on Saturday. So I'm trying to experiment a little bit with like not being afraid to take a little bit of time off.
Or you could possibly do like half day morning on Saturday and then do a half day night on Monday. So it's technically 2 days of free time. But you're still like you have 48 hours where you're not streaming, but it's kind of maybe like broken off into 2 different days.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just testing things, feeling things out, and seeing what works for me because, like I mentioned, I've gotten burnout so many times, like at least 2 or 3 times last year. I get into these like moods where I work nonstop for like 12 hours a day for like 3 weeks, and I'm just like always working, 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 and then I'm like for 2 weeks, I'm like I'm gonna stream and I'm gonna go on the couch and just lay on the couch for the rest of the night. Like I can't do any work and things build up. That's been like my cycle, and I've just been doing that as a cycle, and it's I don't know, it's not healthy.
Yeah, it's really hard to find the balance. I just took my first long break. I took 3.5 weeks off. It was supposed to be 3, and then I got sick like the day before I was supposed to come
Oof.
back. So I was like, you know what? I'm not pushing it. I'm just gonna take a little bit more time off. But it was the first time in 3 years that I had taken more than a week off in a row, and it felt so good to just not do anything. And in my head, I'm like, I know that I'm gonna take some time and work on some off-stream stuff, which I did. Like that first week off, I went ham. I didn't think it was possible to spend 10 hours just redoing a stream deck. It's very much possible. But like the second and third week, I really just came home from work and then I just sat and I just vegged. I just did nothing.
Feels good.
It really does. And I did it over the holidays too. So I got to enjoy Christmas. I got to enjoy New Year's Eve and New Year's Eve. And well, did you stream either of those days?
No, I took like an actual break. I took 3 days off.
Awesome. And I had streamed New Year's the past 3 years. And I'm like, you know what? I want to break this vacation with New Year's stream just because they're always such a great time. But I held strong and I just said, you know what? Just don't do it this year. Just step back. And I'm glad that I did. But I had those 2 days off of work and yeah, just being able to just not do anything. I played. You played the new Call of Duty at all? Blackout?
Yeah.
Or I always say Blackout instead of Black Ops, and it makes me sad.
Blackout is the Battle Royale mode, right?
Yeah. And I know you're big on Battle Royale. What do you think about Blackout?
I only did it with the squads, and I couldn't really get into it. Like, I felt like the map was too small, and everyone was too spongy to make it, like, a really great experience. Like, you have 4 people, and one of them gets down, so you can res them in 5 seconds, and there's 3 other people. It just felt like it was... I didn't try single-player duos, and I wish I had. It was an interesting take.
Okay. Do you play just like the regular multiplayer at all?
I did.
Okay.
I liked it, actually.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
So I was going to buy Black Ops, but somebody from the community actually ended up gifting it to me, so I didn't have to buy it. Shout out Sonder. I played Blackout a good amount when it first came out. And I'm like, man, this is the BR I've been waiting for. It runs really well. It's beautiful. I really like the gunplay. And then out of nowhere, weeks later, I just stopped playing it. And I never had a desire to go back and play it. And one of my friends, Vans, he's like, hey, man, we should play it's the regular multiplayer. It's fun. I'm like, nah, fucking COD. No way, dude. I don't want it. And then we ended up playing until 4:30. Like 4:30 on New Year's Eve, and then playing until 5:30 in the morning on New Year's Eve.
Those are the best days.
And
like that was like my childhood, like staying up way too late playing like Halo and Call of Duty. In the middle of the night, you're like starving, you're like eating like dried cereal or like potato chips.
Yeah. And I miss those days. Like just staying up until God knows how long. Both of those days was a fantastic experience. And then New Year's Day, you wake up at like 2 p.m. And then here in Michigan, it's getting dark at 5 o'clock. Like, oh my God, I just lost the day. It's gone and there's no getting it back. But it's always worth it.
Yeah. The new Call of Duty, the multiplayer I was impressed with. I wasn't a fan of the last Black Ops games, but this one I had a good time. I liked it.
What is your... Sorry, it's what Weenie said. Do you have like a favorite BR, or do you kind of just bounce in between them?
Man, I think PUBG is my favorite.
Okay, that's probably the one I've seen. I haven't played it yet, and I got really salty when they took away the smaller PUBG map because that's the one that I really, really liked. It's not there anymore, right?
What?
Like the 1x1 map?
Sandhawk?
Maybe.
Are you talking about the jungle one? Sandhawk?
The one that was super small compared to all the other ones.
Yeah. The jungle one.
It doesn't exist anymore, right?
That exists. Were you playing on the test server?
No!
They would not take that away. There's no way.
Weenie's yelling at me from the living room. I remember there being a playlist of a map.
It still exists, but it's just so big.
Okay, so they had. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. There was a map that I think Sandhawk was the map, but they had a super small version that was like in a temporary playlist for a while, and it was super. You never played it?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, that was the only kind of version of pub that I really enjoyed. I think before that map came out, I had around 250, 260 hours into pub. And so I played a lot of it and I really liked it, but I just can't get behind the pacing of it right now. It's just not my type of BR game. I think they've made a lot of progress.
Do you like playing like duos and squads? Or do you play solo mostly?
No, I definitely don't like solo. I would probably say duos is my favorite with squads. I wouldn't say second. I would say it's the only other option since I'm not playing solo.
I think you'll really like the snow map. It's slightly bigger than Sandhawk, but it's smaller than the other two maps.
Okay.
It's a pretty nice size. I've only played it a little bit, but I pretty much only play duos and squads.
Okay.
Sandhawk can be really hectic with squads. I think this is a nice balance where it's not too slow, but you're not too compact in the beginning.
Okay. Do you see? It's all about, for me, I can't stand running, looting, and then just getting picked off by somebody. I feel like my gaming time is being wasted almost.
It's a lot when you spend like 30 minutes looting and then you die in the first fight. And you're just like, why am I playing this game?
And I'm gonna be honest. It all boils down to my gaming skill and not being that great of a shot. If I was better, I could have more fun. But I'm not that great, and so therefore that game sucks. No, it's still pretty fun. My girlfriend's been trying to get me to play it recently, and she's also been trying to get me into Ring of Elysium. And I'm just like,
I haven't played that yet.
Do I want to learn?
It looks pretty cool though.
Does everybody have bikes all the time?
So the first map that they did was like a snow map. So you snowboarded or something. You can like literally jump and bring out a wingsuit whenever you want.
Okay, I did not see this.
They just released a brand new map where I think you can just bike around places. It's like, it looks really interesting. It looks like fun. And I think you could still wingsuit. I'm not sure.
Okay. I like that idea because one of the reasons that, again, with pub is pacing. If you don't have a vehicle and you're walking everywhere, it's super, super, super slow. And so if there's a way that you can get a vehicle that's on you at all times and you can just kind of scoot around, I don't know. I feel like if I've been telling my girlfriend that I'm not going to play it for the past 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden I play it, she's going to get mad. So I might have to wait like 2 weeks and then like ease my way into it.
Don't show her this.
Turn off the TV. Do you, other than PUBG, what kind of game are you like most psyched about right now? Like what do you think about when you're trying to fall asleep without your phone hitting your face?
Right now, I have been doing a Kingdom Hearts playthrough for this entire month.
Oh, that's right.
It's been amazing.
Okay. First time?
So I played Kingdom Hearts 1. So I played Kingdom Hearts 1 when I was a kid, when it first came out. I never played 2. So I'm playing through 2 right now. 3 comes out in 9 days. And I just feel like a kid playing that game. Like, it's, old, and there's definitely some age when you play, you see it. But I feel like a kid seeing the Disney characters, singing the Disney songs. Like, it just makes me so happy. So, like, I look forward to playing the game. I'm just like, I don't even care if I have to fight the stupid boss and it's ridiculous. I'm like, but, I'm with Ariel, so that's cool.
Right. I was so pumped, and I know that your community will probably share my thoughts, but seeing you play Getting Over It was awesome. And do you have, okay, I know how frustrating it can be. Do you have any pull inside you to go back and conquer that game? Or are you just like,
even though I spent, how long did I spend playing that game? Like 4 hours, 3 hours. Only to end up at the very beginning of the game. At the end. After 3 hours, still at the start. I it's frustrating, but it's also like I want to beat you.
You
Kind of
have
thing,
to.
where it's like I can do that.
You can.
So I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna be though, but
Okay.
I don't think I'm over getting over it.
Lowco's community, convince her to make that the next sub goal, the next sub tier goal. So
More torture.
it can be torture, and I think you were 45 minutes in and you were like, man, my arm's getting sore.
Yeah,
Because you're just
man,
going like this.
Gotta like stretch out and like, yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, my wrist was like hurting that day. I was just like, oh man, like what is it's like this all you need is one hand just doing you're just going like this the whole time.
Going in circles. What's your normal DPI on your mouse that you roll with?
800.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
actually probably a good DPI because I tried starting that game with 400, which is my normal, and
Oh, really?
I was just doing windmills, and it was not
I
happening.
thought mine was low. 400 seems super low.
It is super low. Yeah, but it's the only way. I never knew that I wanted to go that low, and then I remember forcing myself to lower my DPI every time I would play games, and now anything higher than 4, it just feels really, really odd.
Are you supposed to like increase your DPI and then lower your sensitivity? Isn't that the thing? I don't know.
You mean like lower DPI on the hardware end and then up the sensitivity in game?
No, increase the DPI and then lower it in game.
I don't know. I've never heard that.
I don't know.
Where'd you hear
I
that
used to
from?
watch a lot of CSGO, and they were like all like DPI, DPI, DPI. Is it the opposite? Am I getting it mixed up?
I don't think there is a difference. I think that sensitivity is just another DPI changer, most likely. Do you like where the mouse slows down when you're ADSing, or do you keep it the same?
I usually lower the sensitivity on that.
Okay, yeah, same here.
Someone is in chat is saying I'm right, so therefore I am right because it's Twitch chat, and they're always right.
It is bourbon, so I am inclined to say that he's probably right. I guess I've just never gotten that technical about it, but like, doesn't every single game do sensitivity different? Like some use 0% to 100%. And then you've got Source, which uses some weird like number multiplier with a decimal in it. So I always just keep my DPI 400 and then I just adjust it until I feel like it's slow enough.
I'm not a pro gamer. I'm not pretending like I'm like, oh, well, I'd set mine to this and then this and then like, I don't even know. I don't know. I just used to watch a lot of CSGO and they were all about like, you know, explain that kind of stuff. So
okay.
I feel like that's what it's supposed to be, but.
What mouse are you using?
I am using the Razer Naga Trinity.
Please tell me you're sponsored by Razer and you didn't choose to purchase it.
They sent it to me for free.
Okay.
I love it. I used to use the Razer Naga, the normal one with the, where is it? This one, where they have the 12 buttons.
That looked like a knife that you just whipped out. I wasn't looking directly. It looks like a blade.
So this is what this thing does. Okay, my mouse is a little dirty, but so it has these buttons here.
Wheel of
Fortune. Then you literally just take it out. You want to use this? Oh, okay. Done. And then you can have like hotkeys for all these.
That's pretty dope.
And then there's a third one that's just like, oh, I just want the basic 2 buttons. And you switch it out, it's instantly switches over. So the reason I like this is because I started with the Razer Naga that had the 12 buttons.
Okay.
And it's super handy for MMOs. And also survival games, weirdly enough. Because like you can access your full like hotbar on the side of your mouse. You're not like trying to figure out the numbers on the top of the keyboard. Because I think like that is just, it's not very fluid. So like everything is on the side of my mouse.
I used to have actually I still have it. Do I still have it? I think I sold it to somebody. Here it is. So this was I can't remember the name of this. The Corsair Scimitar. And it has 12 buttons. You can really only see 2 rows of them. I actually use these all for streaming hotkeys. Like like media keys, sound effects, changing scenes. Being able to change, like skip and rewind songs without having to alt tab and go to the media, that was huge. But yeah, I think those are awesome streaming mice. But my community knows that I have a horrible track record with Razer. And I don't want to say that I hate them when you're on a podcast. Are you sponsored by
Be
Razer?
honest. They do not sponsor me. They have sent me free products.
Okay. Hashtag ad. Okay.
Hashtag ad.
If you're okay with it, then I hate Razer.
Go for it. I'm not saying I hate Razer. You can hate it all you want.
Right. Well, I've heard about stories where people have been on other people's shows and the person who they're talking to that is affiliated with a company gets reprimanded because the host of the show says a certain thing while they're in their presence. So I'm always a little careful.
I mean, that's fair to ask. But yeah, no ties. You can say what you want.
Okay.
I really like this mouse though. I used the mouse before I was sponsored by them, and then they sent me this new one where you can switch out between the modules. And
that's awesome. I will say that
I'm a fan.
I've always stood by that their mice have been their best products, but everything else that I've ever owned, and I'm 1 for 7 with Razer products breaking within the first 12 months.
These are Krakens.
Are they really?
Yeah, these are Krakens. They're the new Krakens. And before that, I had the other Krakens for 3 years or so.
Okay.
I didn't switch them because they broke. They just sent me the new ones. Yeah, these are the V2s.
Okay. Were both headphones pink?
Yes. Yes.
Well, do you know how lucky you are?
On pink. These are, they're like pastel.
Okay, so they're slightly different color.
Different shades.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish they had purple, but
Nobody has purple anything, and it depresses the hell out of me.
I know.
Oh, excuse me. I almost belched right into the mic. Now that you're here, I'm self-conscious about my burping now. By the way, I totally forgot to ask what you were deciding to drink tonight.
Oh, I am drinking a Sauvignon Blanc. I've made a lot of progress.
I thought you were drinking water the whole time.
Oh, no, I have a water glass. It's just a separate wine glass.
Are they the same exact shape?
Okay, so this one's a Gryffindor wine glass.
Oh my God.
Smaller, a little bit.
Okay. I'm surprised you didn't put the wine in the other one.
This was like the last of my wine. I just filled the cup perfectly. The other one is vodka. Yes, vodka in one, wine in the other.
Is wine your go-to?
If it's kind of one of these things, yes. If I'm going out, then I'm vodka soda. I'm not gonna drink wine when I'm at a bar.
No?
No, but if it's like a social, like chatting situation, wine.
Do you leave wine for the bar because you're afraid you'll get to like next level when you're at home and on stream?
You mean like vodka soda?
Yeah.
It's my go-to.
Yeah. Oh,
no,
yeah. Sorry, backwards.
I mean, wine gets me very drunk. Don't get me wrong. Like, it does the job very quickly. I think it's just I don't want to drink like a vodka soda in my house. Like,
really,
it's like a different. Like, a wine is a very social, like classy drink.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna drink like a mix. Like, I'm not a bartender. I'm not gonna make like a mixed drink, like a cranberry vodka or something, when I'm just like hanging out in my apartment by myself.
But it's so easy. It's just like glug glug and an ice cube.
I don't know. It's like a different environment.
So, okay, so you don't feel like being home is right to, or is it an effort thing? Do you think it might boil down to like, I want the least amount of effort put into this alcohol?
I think it's classy. It's got a classy vibe.
Okay.
I've got some wine here. It's like, no, I mean, I would do like, I'm not like a whiskey drinker. Otherwise, I mean, that'd be cool. Like straight whiskey or something. I'm not like that. Wine.
I tried. I have 3, I don't know if I don't know how to classify the measurements of these things because I don't think they're pints. They're bottles. I guess they're bottles of whiskey. They don't have different sizes for. I'm about to get roasted. Do whiskeys come in? Well, I guess like a Jack Daniels, yeah, but no, they're. Let's see here. Oh God!
Is the whiskey in your fridge?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be?
Nope. But I'm a little pansy and I can't drink whiskey warm. So I got these 3 different things, which there's probably somebody in chat who understands what's going on here.
Those are big bottles.
And
bottles and big bottles.
Well, I mean, it's like a beer bottle.
Okay.
A little tiny.
And they're just bottles.
Yeah. So I think they all have kind of different measurements on them. The Johnny Walker Black Label is like the most stomachable of them all. But anytime I try and drink any hard liquor, just straight, my mouth salivates like I'm going to vomit. And I don't ever do just from taking a shot. It's been a super long time. But it doesn't taste good. And I don't know what to do to make it taste good except for to add a super sugary drink. I can't get these bottles back in the fridge. I'm sorry about all the noise. So I like how you're aiming for class, but you have a Gryffindor wine glass.
What are you saying, that my Harry Potter wine glasses are not classy? Like, what is classier than Harry Potter?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what faction. Is that what they call them? What faction you're a part of?
Okay, so you're a Muggle, so that's obvious already.
Oh my God.
I should have figured this out before we started the podcast, because now I just want to leave.
I had never seen Harry Potter until longer than that, 4 or 5 years ago. And then I watched all of the movies like back to back within the week.
So you haven't read the books. So that's already...
Yeah, sorry. Look, give me a break. You banged my girlfriend, Lowco, okay? I need some slack. For somebody who knew nothing about Harry Potter and just came in to watch the movies, I thought they were all awesome. I thought it was an awesome series of movies. But I've never revisited the Harry Potter universe. So I don't really know much about it because it's really hard to digest.
I mean,
any of that info.
They show them on ABC Family like every weekend.
Are you assuming that I have cable?
I don't know. Yes, you're a Muggle, so yes.
Wow!
Yeah.
But is Muggle really the worst? Are they the worst?
Muggle, yes. Muggle, you're not magic inclined. You don't belong.
Wait, there are factions of Harry Potter?
No, you're just not even part of Harry Potter.
Oh, okay. So you're an outsider basically at that point.
You have no magic proficiency. You're not blessed, and you'll never be. You're an outsider, and you don't understand anything about magic, and you're not special.
Okay, fine. We're just gonna take that. We're gonna roll with it. Well, do you have anything that you wanted to talk about, or any kind of topics you wanted to touch on before we moved into the Q&A? I didn't want to take up too much of your time tonight. Does it feel like you've been going for an hour and a half already?
No, but I'm charging you by the minute, so it's fine.
Okay, the flat fee check wasn't enough. There was one question that I wanted to ask regarding... Hello, kitty.
Hello, cat.
Show him your butthole. At least show him your face. Come this way. Over here. Hey, come over. Hey, come over here. Hey, over. Wow. Okay. It's going to spin you. This is Leroy Jenkins. He is also a Muggle. The only thing magic is his litter box. Shit, I can't remember. It was something. It's gone. It's gone forever. That's all right. Was there anything you wanted to touch on?
I'm ready for the Q&A. Let's do it.
Cool. Responses. All right. So first and foremost, I have one question from Twitter, and this one's from Chef Hazmat, and it says, "Lowco, can you do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation?"
I don't know what that is. I've never done that. I don't know who that person is or why they asked that question. Okay. I'm going to just ban them. Get down! Get to the chopper!
Get down again! There we go.
I'm gonna ban you.
Do you hate doing that, or is it something that you know the chat loves?
I don't hate doing it. It's just been something that we've been doing a lot more lately for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
I think I'm getting better at it. You know, practice makes perfect, as they say.
Put that cookie down used to be my tip alert for the longest time. Yeah. Please tell me you've seen the YouTube video that is just 160 of Arnold's best quotes.
No.
Oh!
I need to see it now.
Okay. Next, whatever stream you have next, please start it off by watching Arnold Schwarzenegger 160 best quotes. It's 10 minutes long and it's nothing but Arnold one-liners. And
I'm gonna get so much inspiration. I need to watch this video
because
I need more lines.
You don't realize how many one-liners that guy has and how many of them are hilariously terrible until you see 160 of them back to back.
I need more than just telling people to get to the chopper. So I'm gonna have to watch that video.
Okay, good. One question from Instagram from Middle Age Stream: Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi?
Really? Is that a real question? Empire Strikes Back easily.
Okay, see.
Come on.
If you were going to go in the opposite direction, I was going to have to throw that Muggle insult right back in your face.
Man,
I was hoping.
I thought these questions were going to be tough.
All I have to say is that The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie in the franchise. Anyways, next question from Chef.
Okay.
That is the joke. Chat, it was a joke, okay? Please don't ban me. How do the posters get so straight? Lowco sip.
Who asked that question?
Chef. Chefy!
Okay.
We
need to get you a soundboard that is ! Chef. And it's me yelling at Chef. It's a sound clip of me yelling at Chef.
Chef! Wait, it is one that is already on your soundboard?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so many to pick from. Like, it's like, which one?
It's actually funny that he said that because before we got started, I made a joke about the displays being crooked, and I actually hadn't taken the time to look to see if it was straight or not.
Look how straight they are.
They're super straight.
It's a little cut off, but they're so straight.
What if all of them are... Well, no, see, there's a little bit of crookedness to it, unless your camera's just crooked.
Yeah, my camera is crooked.
You should always you should keep the displays straight, but then keep them tilted.
They're so even in real life. I don't know why the cameras is...
Can't win. Have you had any of the displays fall off the wall? Like the magnets?
Yes.
Okay, I've had that. That's why...
Luke Skywalker's been down for like 2 months.
Oh, really? That's why my Yoshi one is sitting up behind me, because it just fell off the wall and I haven't bought another replacement sticky thing.
Yeah, so I when I moved apartments, I bought my own adhesives. And when you get a display, they send you like the big adhesive, and I never had any issues with that. But I bought my own. They're like little tiny adhesives, and that Luke fell. Luke's been falling, and Bioshock fell a couple times, so I bought extra adhesives, and now there's just 70 small square adhesives behind that. That wall is done.
Never again. By the way, your logo behind you, is that a cross stitch or is that a painting?
It is a perler. One of my viewers made it and gave it to me at TwitchCon. From
this distance, it looks super high res. Like, it doesn't look like a perler from this distance.
Yeah, it's so cool. It is the most awesomest thing ever.
Awesome.
They also made me like a little, they made me a couple things. They made me a Booker, like sewn little stuffed animal, and a perler of Lowco OK, which is an emote that I personally made. I'm always blown away by the things that viewers will make. It's amazing.
Some people's creativity and just the thought of wanting to give you something is something that's kind of out of this world.
Yeah.
Is that a baseball bat behind you?
Yes, that is a Far Cry 5 baseball bat.
What? From where?
Ubisoft sent it to me.
Wow. Okay, that was one of my favorite games that I played in 2018. And
It was
now
awesome.
I'm super jealous. One of my favorite things was to just throw bats and shovels super long distances and try and hit people. And okay, I'm super, super jealous now.
Did you play 3 and 4?
I have not, but so
You
the
need
way
to
that
play
okay, so I'm sort of going backwards in time. My subs vote on the games that I play on my stream, and they have for the past year. And last time I checked, Far Cry 4 campaign was in the lead for next game to be played, and it is still in the lead.
Excellent.
So,
It is great. Far Cry 3 is my favorite. But
okay.
Far Cry 4 is really good too. It's a lot of fun. So if you liked 5, you'll love 4, and I think you're gonna be blown away by 3. Even though it's older, it's got like one of the best stories. It's so good.
Okay. No spoilers. What were your thoughts on the ending of Far Cry 5?
I thought it was, it was interesting. Like, I feel like that's probably what you expected me to say. It's interesting without giving too much away.
Were you happy? Were you mad?
I mean, I definitely wasn't happy.
Okay.
I wasn't like angry. I was just like, oh, okay, like ow, like.
And then you're done.
That's but you're not, because we have the next Far Cry coming out next month in a couple weeks.
Yes.
And it continues from Far Cry 5.
I'm super, super excited to play that. Because that I've never had so much fun doing side quests. I don't know what it was about Far Cry 5. I've played a lot of games where side quests are just redundant, repetitive,
Right.
and so boring.
Mafia 3.
Oh no, really?
Oh, it's really bad in Mafia 3.
I'm supposed to play those too. Oh, fuck.
It was like Mafia 3, the overall story was amazing. The cinematics were amazing. Getting to the end, it was just like this repetitive side quest grind.
Oh, and
the worst.
is it one of the games where side quests are sort of kind of required?
Oh, you had to do them.
Oh,
yeah.
Side bitch
No,
quests.
it got to a point where I was like, I don't want to do this. I need to get to the end, but I had to continue doing these stupid side missions.
Okay.
They were like all the same. But
okay.
The story was good, but I don't know if it's worth pushing through for.
Did you play 2?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I've been told by a lot of people to play 2, and then people are kind of half and half about 3, so I'll probably give it a shot.
Okay.
When it comes to side quests, the only 2 games that I was not deterred by side quests whatsoever were Far Cry 5 and The Witcher 3. And even a game I love dearly, Skyrim, which I dumped, I think, probably 120 hours into total. But the side quests in that game are just not that great. And even some of the main storylines, like the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim, started off fantastic. And then it's just run, kill, run, kill, run, kill, come back, collect money.
Yeah. I mean, it's a super old game, though, so...
It came out in 2015.
What?
Skyrim? Or was it 2013? Might
There's
be 2013.
No way it came out in 2015.
Did it come out
no
for PC?
It's been out.
Oh my god,
11.
Okay, 2011. My bad.
I mean, close.
So initial release date I think was 2011. I think PC release was 12 or 13. Because it didn't come out on PC at the same time, did it?
It's a super old game.
Yeah, but there's other games that have had decent side quest missions. Like the Dark Brotherhood from Oblivion, I thought blew the Dark Brotherhood out in Skyrim. Same thing. I thought the Thieves Guild in Oblivion was better too.
I never played Oblivion.
I don't know.
I'm excited for the next.
Yeah, me
Skyrim.
too. I don't know if I could recommend you going back and playing Oblivion after playing Skyrim, because there's just certain game mechanics. One, the main thing, weapons breaking after a certain amount of time, is kind of the hardest thing to get over if you've already played Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim PC release. Okay, I was so incredibly wrong. I'm sorry, chat. I was super off. I played that game super late. I played it when it first came out on PC. Wait, no. Worldwide for Windows. Oh, okay. Yep, I was wrong. Okay, we'll just move on from that one. Sorry. Next question. This one comes from Urza. Lowco Booker when ? He hasn't barked the entire episode.
He hasn't. I don't even know if he's like busy destroying the entire apartment. I think he's sleeping.
Okay. I was going to ask earlier. I didn't want to jinx it.
He's on the couch passed out right now.
Okay.
He came by to get water, and I was like trying to get him over here for the show, but he was like, nah, I'm tired.
I wanted to be a part of the show earlier, and you keep telling me to shut up.
I was all revved up, and now I'm tired. Actually, I never give him human food, but tonight I made some steak, and I had a little bit left over, so I gave him like a little piece of steak, and he was like, "What?
Did crazy.
You give me?" He didn't know what to do. He just was like standing. It was sitting like just staring into the kitchen, like an endless void. He was just like, "I need that again. Like, what did you give me? I need that food." Like, I was like, "I'm sorry. Like, you can't have any more."
My girlfriend has a corgi and never gave him people food, mainly because he used to be super allergic to anything that wasn't prescription dog food. She can probably post what sickness he had. And then about 6 months ago, I would start letting him taste like the juices that came off of my steaks that I would make. And now every time I make a steak, because they're like, oh, meat juice, give me more, human. And now every time I make a steak, Kat is on the left and Boba is on the right, just staring because they want it so bad. But I mean,
Booker's always
steak's
had
amazing.
And Booker's always had tummy issues, so that's why I'll never be like that person that gives him all my leftovers.
Oh no.
Like, my parents are so bad about this. They're like, "Oh, I didn't finish this birthday cake. Well, here you go, dogs. Like, finish it." Like, it's bad. It's terrible.
Cake?
But they have in the past.
Oh my God. Muggles! I would
you
never
can't use that word. You are a muggle.
That is...
Unless you take the Harry Potter official quiz on Pottermore and get sorted into a house.
I'm really afraid to take that now. But wait, if I'm a muggle, I can't call out other muggles?
I mean, what are you insulting then?
I have no idea because I don't know what if somebody was be like, I guess if somebody were to call me a muggle and I didn't know what the word meant, I would probably feel insulted because it's just not muggle.
It sounds like a aggressive word, right?
Like,
you muggle.
Your phlegm, your throat phlegm to me. And that's God, it's so insulting now that I think about it. Anyways, next question. This one calls from Kimmy 554. Oh God, 544. Don't kill me.
All my mods.
How did you find such awesome mods?
What an interesting question. My mods come from the community. That's the best way to find mods. They are role models. They have been super active in chat. They're standout, and they're honestly great people. And when they stand out in chat and they're around, we interview them, we talk to them, bring them in, and they're honestly the greatest people that I know.
Oh my God! And what faction do they fall into?
It's not factions. They're houses.
Okay, I'm sorry, houses. I'm sorry, Harry Potter fans. Harry Potter. Yeah, okay. It's Harry Potter, right? Harry Flower. Rary Flounder. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll go watch every movie.
Harry Potter, okay.
I accidentally closed out the question, so give me just a second to get back to it. Pro streamer. Don't at me, chat.
Professional streaming.
Yeah, I don't ask my chat how professional of a streamer I am. And please also don't ask how often things break. Do you have a lot of technical issues with your stream?
Oh my, do I have technical
Okay.
issues? Yes. It's
Okay.
the worst. Like Saturday. Saturday I had I was playing Breach and the game was popping on the wrong monitor and I couldn't figure out how to get it over. And then my audio was like roboting and just like I was all over the place. Like I was like, how do I have so many tech issues in one stream?
How is Breach?
Fun.
Yeah.
Challenging. Complex. I liked it a lot. I played it. I was supposed to do it for a sponsored stream for 2 hours. I ended up playing 5 hours because there's so much depth to it. There's a million classes. Each class you can customize the gear. There's gems to modify the gear. There's spells. You can choose different spells. And you can level up each of the classes. There's also like the demons, so it's like 4 players versus 1 player who's a demon, and those have different classes and spells and like minions you can choose from. There's so much depth to it. I was really blown away by it.
Okay, I'll have to give it a shot. By the way, for anyone that's new to the show, usually during a normal podcast, I usually switch all these scenes to tell you guys at what part of the show we are at, and the problem is if I get super into a conversation with somebody else, I forget to switch the scene. So technically, for the last hour and 45 minutes, we've been warming up. And so I'm sorry. Again,
all right,
pro
so
streamer.
Let's get to the topic now that we warmed up.
First topic being, am I fucked up? Which was the first topic of our last podcast. Do you let yourself get into debates, borderline arguments with other people regarding streaming stuff? Like, do you ever go on Reddit or get into stuff on Twitter? No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
There's no energy to do that kind of stuff.
Okay. So for whatever reason, maybe a fellow muggle can explain it to me. I go to the Twitch subreddit and try and help people with their technical issues.
Okay.
Usually maybe I'll do like 5 posts like in a day. And I got into, I will say, a discussion about somebody regarding bitrate and resolution. And so the last segment was me trying to explain the situation to my fellow co-hosts and try to figure out if it was me that was fucked up or if it was him. Because I like to make sure that I'm on the same page as everybody else.
Validation.
Yes, and that's what it's all about. I need them to like keep me humble, and turns out I wasn't fucked up. So thank the Lord. At least
good.
In that way. Okay, next question from Bigfoot. How many macro boards do you have, Lowco?
What does that mean?
So macro board, like a Stream Deck or another keyboard that you just use for macros.
I have 1 Stream Deck. And I want to do more with it. I don't do enough with it.
Multi-actions are the future. Like if I could tell anybody to do one thing, it's multi-actions up the ass.
And that's the thing like that we were talking about earlier with taking 2 days off is like if I had actually 2 days off, I could spend a day like doing stuff like that.
Right. And that's, I mean, my 3.5 weeks off, I would say 85% of my workload was just maintenance of the stuff that I already had.
Yeah.
And then the rest trying to create something new. And so it's like, hey, I took off 3 weeks and I have nothing to show for it because all the work that I did was behind the scenes. Like maybe you have like some technical issue that is wrong that you've just dealt with. Like for months and months and months, I used to have a hotkey on this macro board that I, like an idiot, when I was programming the firmware for that board, I programmed one of the keys to be Alt F4, not thinking about it. Like I was just going, okay, this key's Alt F1, Alt F2, Alt F3.
Oh,
and so multiple times through the stream, I would go ahead a macro to change a scene and I would close out chat or my volume mixer or something. And then I would have to go and reopen it. And I left it like that for months because I could never find the time to go and change it. And then, so I know how that goes.
Yeah, I think that's like underappreciated part about streaming. That people are like, oh, you go on stream, you stream a couple hours, and then you're done. It's like, no, like there's so much that goes beyond on behind the scenes,
Yes.
and so much that like as a streamer, you constantly need to be innovating
Yep.
and adding new things. Otherwise, your content gets stale. And if you don't even have that time to maintain what you currently have, which is very common to just let things build up, how are you going to even spend time to build new things?
Right. And I don't know about you, but just that thought is gone. It was totally right there and now it's gone. It was one of the thing that one thing that I kind of didn't really pay attention to when I first started streaming is trying my best to streamline the things that I already have to make time for other things instead of
Right.
cutting time out of other things to do the things that I need to do.
I'm constantly trying to figure out better ways to be more efficient.
Yep.
And making my mods do as much as possible.
It's good to have mods to rely on.
Mods, I can't do it. Just figure it out. I can't pile it on.
All right, next question from Bearded Corvus. As a full-time streamer, what is your view on the affiliate program? Ooh, here's a classic question.
So the affiliate program is something that's been around for a year or two now. At least 2 years, I think.
19 months.
I really like it. I think it is only beneficial, if not for learning some hard truths early on in streaming, rather than trying to grind a partnership and then realizing some of the tough things about streaming, which is being a partner is not everything, and it's not end game. You get that sub button, you're gonna get subs, you get so many subs, and after a month that dies down a lot because everyone was hyped up. So then you realize, oh wow, like, this is not it's not even sustainable.
Right.
I think the affiliate program helps to teach eager streamers the hard truth about making money streaming, and that it's not easy and it's not consistent, and having a sub button doesn't mean you're gonna get rich. I also like it because it provides revenue for streamers that aren't quite at partner, but they have like a community, they have good things going. They deserve to have a sub button, they deserve to get money from bits and stuff and have emotes. So I really like it because I think it's a nice stepping stone between starting from nothing, building up enough that like it's not impossible to get affiliate. It's not that difficult, to be honest. You just need some consistency, some basics to get affiliate, and it's a nice stepping stone between that and being a partner. So I really like the program a lot.
I've talked about this so much on our podcast because I kind of flip-flopped regarding the affiliate program. Like when it first came out, being somebody who was already at affiliate, I was kind of in a different headspace. But then I came into the mindset of like really, really appreciating it, what it is, for what it is. And the one thing I'll say is I think that with the introduction of the affiliate program with Twitch, I think that I think the affiliate program has had such a big hand in raising the production value bar, because it was providing revenue to all of these people who were worth, that revenue, and giving them the funds to be able to step up their stream to the next level with graphics, with emotes, with audio equipment. Like, I think since the affiliate program has been a thing, the bar has raised up a lot, and we're seeing production quality that we have never seen from newer streamers. Like, people that are getting into the game are getting an immense amount of support and then just stepping up their game kind of like right off the bat.
For sure. Yeah.
Next question, also from Bigfoot. As a full-time streamer, have you ever thought of streaming to multiple sites to diversify the income and get new viewers since YouTube is catching up in the same area of streaming?
So for most Twitch partners, that's actually not allowed. And actually, you're not even allowed for affiliates. You're not allowed to multi-stream. So I always encourage people that are just starting to not rush for affiliate, but rather try to multi-stream instead. Because exposure is more important when you're just starting rather than just trying to make like $5 a month from a sub or something.
Right.
So I can't, and it, for me, it's not. It really, I'm not sure how worth it would even be. Um, but yeah, if you're just starting out, I definitely recommend multi-streaming. I definitely recommend trying to branch out as much as possible.
Okay. Okay. Next question from Miss the Games. Who is Lowco and what kind of content does she create?
I am Lowco, the person that's here with the giant name tag.
Muggle.
Muggle. Now you gotta get a shirt that says "I'm a filthy muggle."
It's probably out there.
I play everything. We talked about on the stream. We talked about battle royale games. We talked about Kingdom Hearts. I play almost all the games. All the games.
And after this Q&A, I totally want you to take some time to shout out everything that you're doing, everything that you've got coming up and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Oh, the next question from Kimmy544. What's your favorite part of streaming? And also, what is the most stressful part for you?
Favorite part of streaming is definitely the community. Like being able to talk to people every single day. They're the ones that brighten my mood, that make the experiences more enjoyable. It's not just about sitting and playing games. It's like sharing an experience with like people and seeing the same faces every day. That's definitely like why I stream and what keeps me streaming. The most stressful part, I would say, most stressful part of it, the behind the scenes stuff. There's just a lot going on behind the scenes. I would say that's like the toughest part is trying to stay on top of things that you have going on, plus trying to like do new things. And for me, it's like having all these ideas that I want to do, but still trying to maintain the things that I currently do, plus the things that I have to do. Streaming for me now is not just a fun thing that I do. It's a business. It is I run a business, and I did not go to business school. I did not take any business classes. So I had to learn all this stuff on the fly. I get help from, I have a lawyer and a financial planner, an accountant to help me with this kind of stuff. But it's just it can be super overwhelming when it's like, okay, now I'm a company and I didn't go to school for this. I had to figure this out and not drive this company to the ground.
Do you feel like you are relearning stuff with kind of the relaunch of Streamer Square and especially going into this new business venture path with it? Or do you feel way more prepared and it's just kind of like, I'm just doing the same thing again in another place and I'm more comfortable?
Yeah. So the formalization of like the business aspect of Lowco is definitely coinciding with what we're doing at Streamer Square. There's definitely like some new stuff because it's not just me. There's another person involved. So it's kind of like basically the Lowco stuff is happening, and then the business stuff for Streamer Square is now falling behind it. But Streamer Square definitely has an interesting dynamic because it's not just me. So I have to figure out, with the financials and stuff, it's like, how do we share money and business information? How does salaries work? I don't know.
Do we wire transfer back and forth?
How do you set up like a business account, a bank account for like a company versus yourself? And I didn't even know, like, I didn't even have like business bank accounts until like last year. I was like, oh, everything's just one account, like whatever.
Yeah, what? It doesn't matter. My
financial planner was just like, what?
These goddamn kids these days, these streamers. I just opened up my business bank account. So after 5 years of streaming, and I was like, okay, it's finally time to start kind of separating stuff. Right. I mean, before the affiliate program, there was really no reason to kind of separate those revenue
Right.
streams. But once you start having a monthly paycheck, it's like, okay, it's probably a good idea to separate this stuff. I just registered my name as a DBA, so I didn't go the full LLC yet, only because I already have a full-time job. I didn't really see him putting all of that time and effort into a whole nother thing just yet. And just because the revenue, the amount of revenue is so small. But even just doing the DBA, which is like the least amount of work you can do to break that away from your personal life, that was a lot. There was a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful because I have very talented professional people that do this, and I'm at the point where I can just give them money to do this and save myself so much headache and time and
Yeah.
like worry about this kind of stuff. I never even did a DBA. I didn't know. It was just like a ghetto setup until this past year.
Got to do it sometime.
Yeah, like it kind of concerns me to see to wonder how many streamers don't have any of this stuff together, especially when it comes to paying taxes. Like this is the first year that I've done quarterlies, and I would never have done that if I didn't have like my financial planner reminding me like, hey, don't forget to pay your quarterlies, do this instead. But yeah, I mean, streamers that try to do their own taxes, like you're creating so much headache and just probably it's not optimal.
Right.
And I worry for that.
I haven't necessarily taken a look at every single thing that you guys have covered on Streamer Square. Do you guys have any content that is dedicated to explaining that? You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I love it because it's actually run by a financial planner and an accountant that works with streamers. So they do a weekly talk show called Your Brand, Your Business, which is literally the business aspects of streaming, like this kind of stuff. They will answer questions about taxes and like making money and filing whatever business stuff. I'm not the business expert. They do it. What they do. It's really, really helpful though. They talk about like the new like tax law changes in the US that's impacting like this year. And we have some articles up on the website that focus on this stuff that they've written. So bless their souls, because this is basically education that you'd have to pay hundreds of dollars an hour to get, and they're just doing it for free.
And what website would that be?
Streamersquare.com. Streamersquare.
Okay. Never heard of it. Next question. It was Bigfoot asking what's your equipment, but I think somebody linked a link to your streaming equipment.
I don't know. I have 2 PCs and a microphone.
I plug them in.
It works. Things work.
Oh wait. Did I skip? Nope. We're good. I also I was gonna kind of key in on favorite part of streaming and what's the most stressful part for you. I kind of mirror Lowco's thoughts on streaming isn't just me playing video games. Like I've kind of had this conversation with my community lately that I don't think I would ever make it big, nor would I want to make it big on Twitch for just playing video games. Like Twitch is way more than just games. And you saying it's about it's sharing experiences with other people. And that is like, from the bottom of my heart, that is what I believe as well. And my most recent experience with this was me building my first keyboard on stream and having other people some people not knowing anything about it and other people knowing a little bit about like electricity and diodes and resistors, and everybody kind of, chipping in. And then 5 hours later, having this thing that I built that works and just being able to share that experience with other people has just been amazing. And yeah, it's just about...
You mean not everyone in Twitch chat was a mechanic? What?
They act like it sometimes, don't they? Like they're just super smarty pants.
I thought they were experts at everything.
And just like there's so many other things, like obviously podcast is like one of my other favorite things to do, is just to kind of sit here and just talk with people and doing the DIY and the craft stuff. Like there's so much room for other things outside of gaming,
for sure.
and you can have so much fun if you really put your mind to it.
Yeah, I always tell people if they want to start streaming, think outside the box. Don't try to be the next ninja.
Yep.
He's already there. Try to think of other things, especially like outside of gaming. Like what kind of things can you bring to Twitch? It's not just about games anymore. And
Yep.
I think there's just a lot of room for interesting content.
I agree. Is it, help me pronounce this, West Caesar? West Kaiser? West Caesar?
I don't know. I say West Sisa.
West Caesar! Yeah, we built a couple keyboard / macro boards, and actually in the coming weeks, we're building a bunch of macro boards for streamers. So that's kind of like my new favorite thing to do recently. I've spent way too much money on keyboards and keyboard parts, like to the part where the girlfriend should probably start asking some questions. But it's funny that you said an ortholinear split, because that's probably the next board I want to build. But I just want to build half of an ortholinear split and just use it as a macro board. Next question. As you can tell, I really need glasses, and these questions are super tiny, and I can't make the font any bigger. Top 3 games of all time, minimal thinking, gut choice, go. And that comes from Conbot789.
God of War. Top 3 games. I have to go past God of War. Like I just can't think past God of War. I would say Hellblade is up there.
Okay. Did you ever play that in, I know you have a VR set. Did you ever play that in VR?
No. I don't know if I can do that. I'm kind of a baby when it comes to scary stuff.
Oh, I mean, I guess it was scary, but it's not, it's not the traditional VR where you're looking first person. It's a third person. So you're sitting in a chair with a controller and your camera is behind Senua.
With the atmosphere.
Right.
So immersive. Yeah. These
threw me off.
I have it. I bought it, or I think maybe it came with it.
It came with it.
Okay.
Did you play the forest in VR?
No.
You gotta, Lowco. No, you gotta.
It scares me. I'm a baby. I can't.
What was the last VR title you played?
I just played Beat Saber.
That's it?
I love it. It's so good. That's all I care about. It
is good. Please tell me that you've modded it.
I use like the custom songs, yeah.
Okay, cool. There are so many. Locos chat, get on our ass about this. There's so many good VR titles. Please play the Forest. The coolest thing is you can play Forest in VR with people who are playing Pancake. Not everybody has to be in VR.
Okay.
So do it. Just do it.
No. Does not happen.
All right, fine. At least get into some like drunken bar fight or something. Throw back some wine. What?
That sounds like fun.
Oh, I thought you said that's no good. Okay, I thought I heard.
No, I said that sounds good.
Okay, yeah, drunken bar fight's good. If you had 7 Horcruxes, what would they be?
Jesus.
Sorry, I forgot to answer this question. Top 3 games of all time. Super Mario. Yeah, do your number 3.
Did I give a third?
No, I'm just gonna say no, so you have to think of another one.
Okay. Can I do like an entire series? Because that's like my background is all like the best series.
I'll allow it.
The BioShock series.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Super Mario World, obviously. That's I don't want to say that's number 1 because I feel like saying a game from the 90s is the best game of all time is like discrediting all of the hard work that people have put into video games for the past decade. So Super Mario World is one of my all-time favorites. There's the reason I have a tattoo of Yoshi. BioShock Infinite has to be one of my all-time favorite like campaigns.
Yes.
Mind-blowing. I cried a little bit off stream after I got done playing that game. And then Rocket League I have more hours in Rocket League than I do any other game by 700
It's a really
hours.
solid game.
I fucking love Rocket League, and I don't play it anymore, and it makes me sad. But talking about things like we don't have time for anymore, Rocket League was one of those things that had to drop off. Paul, with the 7 Horcruxes, I don't know what a Horcrux is. I am not into slut shaming, Paul. So how dare you? But you can go ahead and answer this.
So the Horcruxes are in Harry Potter. Lord Voldemort. He basically, I might not get this exact, but he made himself immortal by separating. It's a very painful process, is making Horcruxes. You basically put a part of your soul into a Horcrux.
Okay.
He did it 7 times, which is like ridiculous. Like it would be extremely painful to even make one. And he put it into 7 things and spread them out in the world.
Okay. Is this, see, if somebody were to ask me, like, if I had 7 Jackie Chan adventure talismans, I'd be able to answer this a little bit better. But what is having a Horcrux do? Do you have, like, is one of them his nose and like another one a different part of his body that he lost?
It's not like his body parts. It's his soul, and they're all in things that Harry Potter is about, like finding them, really.
Okay. And is
it too late or is it too early to? Can we spoil Harry Potter? Like, is this dated enough? Can we just?
Ever since
You watched the movies.
I know, but ever since I accidentally spoiled BioShock Infinite for one other person on a podcast, I'm like a no spoilers whatsoever kind of guy.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. Even though I would love to say the popular like 3-word spoiler that you just yell at people while you're driving by, and I want to say it, but I won't. Would saying why Harry wants to does he want to find the Horcruxes to destroy Voldemort? Is that the whole purpose of finding them?
Yeah, because otherwise he's like a super powerful wizard that will kill everyone
and give everybody super awkward hugs.
Harry Potter too, so Harry Potter's like, I'm gonna try to kill you.
Okay, you made it kind of sound like a gangster movie. All right, last question. This one comes from Flocking Bieber. I think Flock.
That sounds right.
Okay. What's Lowco's greatest fail on stream?
Greatest fail. My greatest fail. That's hard. There's a lot of good fails. Like, I fail a lot. There's a lot of them. There's so many of them. Is it the time that I got my hair stuck in the fan while dancing? Maybe.
Like ceiling fan?
Yeah.
Someone please supply me a clip of this.
I was playing VR and forgot to switch scenes, so people just watched me full screen play VR for like 5 minutes. Maybe.
No way.
Yeah. I don't know what I mean.
It's okay. So it's a
hard to pick just one.
Normal occurrence for you.
Yep.
Your quick segue, the tweet you put out about one of your siblings getting engaged and then you crying gif. What was the actual context behind that? It fit perfectly. It was a perfect gif selection. 10 out of 10. Bravo.
Oh man. I don't know. I've had a GIF for a while. First of all, I say GIF. Yes, let's just get over that. Oh, yes, I say GIF. I don't say GIF. Okay, we good?
I'm a muggle.
Are you leaving?
You say GIF and I'm a muggle?
Yep, here we go.
What?
I'm superior.
Okay, we're just going to cut that one out of the podcast.
I've had that for a while. I think I dropped a pen on my toe, which sounds really random. But if you watch it, I put my leg up like this.
Yeah.
And I think I was trying to demonstrate that it's painful to drop a pen on your toe.
Okay.
and I did it, and it really hurt.
See,
I think that's what happened.
with no context, it looks like you're going into the fetal position and crying. So 10 out of 10 GIF. GIF.
Very fitting.
All right, Lowco. Well, I said local. Sorry. Beer makes me
It's
slur
okay. It's
my
better
L's.
than locale, so it's fine.
But that's actually kind of a cool name, too.
Really, being called a cow?
Oh, I thought you said low-cal, like low calories.
No, like low cow.
Like titties
Cow.
low to the ground, cow, right?
Moo. Moo.
Well, low-cal. We'll go with low-cal. Loco, that is actually going to be it for the show. So what I want to do before we close this up is take some time, tell the chat what you guys got going on, whether it's for your channel or for Streamer Square, where people can find you online, and we'll close this up.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me. This has been a blast. I'm Lowco, and LOWCO. You can find me on the interwebs. I am currently playing Kingdom Hearts. I play pretty much everything on Twitch. I mostly focus on new games that come out, and I also run Streamer Square, which is if you enjoyed our conversations about streaming, we do talk shows, we have YouTube content, we do written articles. You can check us out at twitter.com/streamersquare, streamersquare.com, everywhere Streamer Square. Come check us out if you like streaming and want to learn more about it.
I can't tell you how much I've learned from not only Lowco, but Streamer Square as a whole. The guests that she has on, especially when she has people from other platforms, the things that they talk about, the subjects they go over, the knowledge that comes pouring out of these people, it is almost a sin not to listen. So please, all those links in chat to both Lowco and Streamer Square, give them a look, give them a follow. On what day and time is Streamer Square every week? Or stream scene, I'm sorry.
The stream scene's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to be talking about the support small streamers controversy tomorrow. So it's going to be a good one. You better get your popcorn.
Woo!
Yeah.
Do you know what that is? Probably one of the things that I was going to ask about, but I'm glad that I forgot because I want you to reserve all of your opinions and judgments until the show tomorrow. Lowco, it was a blast having you here. I can't tell you how much it means to a Twitch certified small streamer, for someone like you to accept an invitation to be on the show and just sit here. And I know how much free time you have, and it really means a lot for you to just come on here and just talk for a couple hours. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
You're very welcome. All right, guys, make sure you check out Lowco on all the social medias. I appreciate you guys coming here. If you had fun at the podcast, we will be back next week. Every other week of the show, I do a group show with a couple of my buddies, Salty Sam, Middle Age Stream, and usually somebody else. And so if you guys want to come back for the show, you're more than welcome to. So thank you guys all so very much. And we'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Lowco's a mute now. You can say bye if you want. No, just leave him hanging like that.
I didn't know if it was like muted.
You're
still muted.
Still unmuted.
It's not too late. I can still say it.
Yeah, you're good.
Bye.
Yep.
We're out.